There's thousands and upon thousands of people in my position who have waited and waited for the not only to be believed but the answers to why we were abused, what drove the perpetrators to abuse.
My perpetrator said, you know, we're allowed to do this to you as long as we don't enjoy it, because it says in the Quran. Unless at some point we are brave enough to say this is wrong and these are false things that are being taught, it's not going to stop.
I think it's so important that people learn from Rotherham, Telford, Rochdale, all the other places, that parents, communities, even school teachers, they need to know the signs.
Most of the men in recent high-profile gang convictions have had Pakistani heritage. This behaviour is a disgrace to that heritage. So I've instructed my officials to look into this unflinchingly, and where the evidence suggests that there are certain cultural factors driving this, I will not hesitate to act.
She'd bring these men for her own gain, packets of cigarettes, gas, electric, things like that. Because the grooming process, it starts off as what you see as fun until you get more into that circle. And the more you get into that circle, the more it goes round and you can't get out. It's just had this power over me. If they'd have come to me now as a 31-year-old and said the things that they said then, I'd just laugh at them. But as a child, what's not only been mentally, physically and sexually abused, you don't think that way.
I think it is around 100 men, and I'm proud of that. Like, nobody realises how proud I am about how small that number is. Other girls that I've met who have been abused have been raped by a lot more men than me. It's just continuous. It's just like literally continuous harassment, like all the time.
The Home Office should publish the report in full. For too long, I've been frustrated that the fact of the matter is that we have not had a proper inquiry. We do not know, but I can't quote, well, the research shows that this happens. These are the causal reasons this behaviour happened. These girls have been through hell. Why don't we use what they went through to learn the lessons and do something positive?
When I found out that they were going to do this review, it was kind of like a breath of fresh air. As a country, we're getting quite split, aren't we? We've got, you know, people from far right and from left arguing constantly over what's gone off, not only in Rotherham but in other towns and other areas. And I just think that this would have given us some of the answers.
When I was a victim, I was raped multiple times, I was beaten, I was tortured, and throughout all of that I was constantly being racially abused. There was a constant barrage of, you're a white slag, you're a white whore, you're a fucking gory, which is the Pakistani word for white person. So the racist abuse was non-stop. The religious abuse is real. Like, I was taught it as a type of othering, like our Pakistani girls are good and pure and they cover themselves, they're virgins till they're married, but white girls are trash, they're whores, they all sleep with hundreds of men, they're all worthless. I don't think it's good to hide this information.
The problem here is that these people have been raised up to see the non-Muslim community as kafir, as infidel, as unworthy of living on God's earth, etc., etc. When you categorize people as kafir, non-believer, then use this word in a derogatory way, then you start to underrate them and look at them as less a human being, or perhaps not a human being, not a people worthy of respect, and therefore you could do anything with them. And this is wrong.
Pakistan is one of the worst countries to be a woman in the world, and when young lads are being brought up and then, you know, and they're seeing their aunties, their grannies, their mums, their cousins, and being treated as second-class citizens. And then you've got, you know, British-born lads that are seeing this culture. And then if you look at where some of these cases have come from, they're in towns that are not particularly integrated as well. So I think it's quite a complex mixture, and that's why if some research was done, it might uncover this.
There is like a cultural element to it. They didn't care that I was a nice person, or they didn't care on like morally how I was. They hated me anyway. There's enough knowledge out there now for them to know what they're doing. If they have a dislike for white women and they think that white women are sluts and are slags and they have sex in a hateful way because they think those women deserve it, I think that those perpetrators, they know.
I can't sit here and say for definite that it's a Pakistani problem because there ain't any proper statistics around it. I didn't give much hope that we would actually get that report anyway. 18 years of my life has been unanswered. We never get answers to anything.
As a victim, I was repeatedly told that I am worthless, that I am a piece of scum, that I am white trash, that I am a whore. I was repeatedly told all these terrible things. But now, as an adult, many years later, I don't believe any of that. That's not true. And I've come to terms with who I am, and it's not who they say I am. I'm a good person. I'm a human being. It's the same as all of the victims are. We're all human beings, and we're all precious and valuable, and none of us deserve what has been done to us.